Yeah. Getting to understand the difference between using map function and using a loop. So let's work on one or two things here. So number 5. So let me give this one, let's say I'm giving it an idea of demo. Okay, so I would love to write the script outside. So now the first one we're going to work with here is we work with the loop function first, then we go to the map function. Let's see the difference between using a loop to iterate over data and using a map to iterate over data. So let's use the loop first. So let's say number be any number. Let's just use 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's use 5. 4 and let's use 5. So okay, so now what's going on? Okay, so the next thing we'll do again is, because we want to use the ID to show it, so let's pass in a variable to it. You can call this one anything. Let's call it show, and show will be empty. Our show will be empty. Okay, good. So the next thing I want to do now here is now I want to work with our data. So we call number dot for each, number dot for each, and we give it a variable. You can use anything. So after that, now let's call back our show to use it to display our data. So this one. So now what we want to do now is we want the data that is in number to be multiplied by 2. We want the data that is in number, yes, to be multiplied by 2. No, to be multiplied by 2. After that, then we get a result. So we are using for each loop now to check how that will be possible for us. So now this is this. So now let's call it back. So document dot get element by ID, and the ID, our ID name is demo. Our ID name is demo dot inner HTML. Then we call back the name. What was the name we gave to it then? Show. And we call back show. This is it. So let's see how this is going to display in the browser compared to using a map over a data. Yeah, it's kind of very small. Yes. So this is how it displays now here. So let's go back and let's use the map function. Say map function. So at the end of it, we now draw a conclusion. At the end of it, we draw a conclusion. So using the map function, let's say we are calling let alpha be equals to our number again. Okay. So after that, so let's So let's mark be equals to alpha to be equals to alpha dot map, and in map, so we give it a num again. You can use anything you want anyway. You can use anything you like. Doesn't matter. It doesn't mean you use. It's not a must that you use the same thing as this. So call this, and what do we want to do? The same function we want to perform again. We want the data that is in alpha to be multiplied by 2. So okay, good. We've done that. So now let's now call it back document dot get element by id, and we haven't created an id yet, but let's call it memo first dot inner html equals to mag. So let's come back and create an ID, call it memo. Let's create an ID. I will call the ID a memo. So now let's go back to our browser again, and let's see the difference between both of them. Oh, good. So the first one here, this is the for each loop, while this one is the map function. So you can see now the difference between using a map function and using a for each loop is using a for each loop is going to iterate over your data and execute the block of code for each of those elements. It's not going to modify it. It's just going to return the block of code you gave to it. But using the map function, the map will iterate over it and return a new array that has been modified, but nothing changed, just modify it. Just like we can see here, we can see that this one is being modified, while this one is giving it to us just the way it is. So that is how you use map function, and that's how you'll be able to differentiate between using the map function and using a for each loop. So thank you for your time.